everybody? Teddy coming to you from Flagstaff, Arizona with another video here. Hey, today's video, or one of today's videos, is touching up on Solomon CEO. Did video one, which is titled Opportunistic Eyes. And this is a training by Mark Hoverson. It's awesome. It's, in my opinion, worth a lot of money. And you get this value for very, very cheap through ILN. But one thing he talks about on there is Proverbs chapter 12, verse 27. And it's the lazy man has no game to roast, but the diligent man sees precious wealth in the land. And yesterday afternoon, evening, my daughter and I took a long walk and talking. And one thing I've been working with her on is mindset. And we weren't even talking mindset, but I said, hey, I got something for you. And I repeated that to her. I said, what do you get out of this? And the lazy man, what is it? The lazy man has no game to roast, but the diligent man sees precious wealth in the land. So of course her wheels started turning. She's 13 years old, and she started looking around, and she goes, I think it pertains to this. I see this. She goes, you got two scenarios. One, you can see the glass is half empty, or you got the other aspect, see the glass is half full. She goes, one person who doesn't want to see beauty focuses on the negative. The other person will take what good there is and focus on that positive and improve from there. And I'm happy to say I was proud of her for seeing that, for thinking that. And I watched this video like 3 or 4 times. I played it while I was doing some other work online and had some other stuff going on. And listening, and then I'd watch it and bouncing back and forth. But a prime example of this was Sunday I received a testimony from a friend of mine about his brother's suicide for my book. And then yesterday I was on a phone call for about an hour and a half listening to a new friend of mine that shared her story about the loss of her son. And after listening to this and after hearing her share her thoughts, her emotions, the pain, but releasing, and for good reason, was she'd taken something that's so tragic that is a nightmare for any parent, for anybody that has kids, and says, you know what, Eddie, I believe God is going to have me serve others by taking this and helping others. And her story is going to add value. It's going to add value. It's going to touch lives. It's going to touch those that have been impacted by suicide. It's going to touch those and hopefully keep some from committing the act. And by doing that, she's seeing precious wealth in the land. Rather than focusing on the negative, on the hurt, the pain, which everybody knows and everybody says you have good reason to carry that. And unless you're in that situation, you don't know what you're going to do. But because of that, this woman, who I admire greatly for sharing her story, first of all, but second of all, seeing things the way she does. And she's not the only one. I've talked with others that it's amazing to see how they are willing to give their emotions, share their story in hopes to help others, because they're seeing wealth in their experiences. And last night I was on a phone call or a webinar with Brian Swan. Anybody who knows the Unstoppable family, the Swans, prime example of taking what you have, what little you have, and turning things around and creating wealth. Mark Hoverson's another one. Ray Higdon's another one. Rebecca Woodhead's another one. The list goes on. And these people are prime examples of caught up in hard circumstances, and they have 2 ways to look at it: play the victim and be the victim of circumstance, or take that circumstance and use that as motivation. So what was funny was last night I was at a turning point on, do I go to bed, or do I stay up a couple more hours and then try to get up earlier, or do I go to bed now? So went to bed about 11 o'clock. My hopes was to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to get that mindset going. Woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and my first thoughts were, and it was right in my head, was the lazy man has no game to roast. And in that concept, that thought, that mindset, that was the first thought, and I started laughing. So I took the morning to myself, gained some knowledge through the book, did some stretching, and ready to go. So I highly recommend you guys looking into getting this training. And the next step is going to be amazing. Now that I completed this, put this video out, and any of you guys got any questions, please contact me. You can reach me on my personal page here on Facebook. Anyways, I want to say you guys have a good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.